Michelle, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Lynch,
Here.
Member Collins, Member Lewis,
Here.
Member Young Johnson, Member Williams.
Here.
We have the approval of the minutes from November the 14th.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes of November 14th. Second the,
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Scott, did you get a chance to look at them?
I did, I read them.
If there's no discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have unfinished business. We have a code violation appeal for Route 6 and the Development LLC. Is anyone here to speak on that code violation? I don't have any paperwork.
I think we tabled this last time.
Yes.
Do we have confirmation they knew about this, right? We asked that last meeting, it's their appeal, I guess.
So the nature of the appeal is that in regard to, it was, the resident felt that this fee that he was charged was not appropriate, not warranted. Does anyone know?
John, you're here. Did you have any comment on that?
No, ma'am, I was just, actually code enforcement initiated the violation for vegetation. I was informed that they were appealing it, so I was here in case there were questions about that.
So if we have confirmation that they were made aware of this date, or even last meeting is sufficient, and they didn't show, in my world, that's a default. I have it.
Do we have confirmation they were notified?
Yes, I believe that the problem is the time from the notification to when the problem, when it was mowed, they're saying is not sufficient for them to take care of it themselves.
So we have their, if I may be so bold, we have their written appeal in front of you. They're not here to prosecute their appeal. It's really up to you guys if you want to deny it, table it again. I guess that's it. Or I guess you could approve it in absentia, that'd be interesting. That's fancy language for everything here.
So, from the code enforcement's point of view, the code was followed appropriately, and the fine was assessed, and they chose not to pay it. Is that accurate?
The code enforcement did follow the ordinance, which gives them, by ordinance, 5 days to address it. They were given longer than 5 days before we did our follow-up. They were actually given 10 days. It still was not addressed, and at that point, no order was issued to the street department to abate the violation. The street department is who generates the bill and handles that through the clerk treasurer.
And I make a motion that we deny the appeal and the resident business be required to make the appropriate payment for the service that was provided.
I'll second that.
We have motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay, we have new business. We have precious metals and gem permit renewals. I don't think anybody ever really shows up for that, but they did submit their paperwork. Dan, we just have to approve that, right? It's just, it's something that they have to submit every year.
That is correct, Madam Mayor, you simply approve it, if you so desire.
I'll make a motion, we approve the 3 applications for license for the precious metals and gems.
Member
Jamie,
Lewis, I
think
actually
there's
have
on
4.
here. Do you
Yeah.
have 4?
There's 4.
Yeah.
Make that 4 licenses.
I'll second that motion.
We have motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We have change order number 1, 2023 Community Crossings Grant. Sandy?
Good morning. What you have in front of you is a change order deduct for $89,727.04. This is for our community crossing matching grant street paving project. More in particular, it was for Portage Avenue. At this point, we're trying to zero out some of our quantities, being this late in the project. So we would recommend that you approve this change order.
I'll make a motion to approve the change order for Portage Avenue for a decrease of $89,727.04.
I'll second that motion.
We have motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We have pay app number 3.
In front of you, you have pay app number 3 for, again, the community crossing matching grant, the Portage Avenue project. It is for $793,959.38. This is the majority of the paving that took place. And again, our department would recommend that you approve this pay app.
I make a motion that we approve the third pay app to Milestone for $793,959.38.
I'll second that motion.
I have 37 cents on my paperwork. I just wanted to make sure that. Mine says 37.
I don't know if penny matters, but
That looks different than what we had.
You actually have the invoice, Mayor, from Milestone, and they're approving the pay app.
37.
It is 37? Okay.
So is the payout?
The pay is 37 cents versus 38.
Our
I know
paving,
that sounds ridiculous, but
no, it isn't. It's something that we deal with every year. Our paving contractors, they take it out 4 decimal points on everything that they do. So when it comes down to actually payments, it's always pennies difference.
so is it 37?
Our calculation is 38 cents.
Okay,
They're billing us for 37 cents.
so we'll pay 37, right?
I'll amend my motion to reflect the pay app of $793,959.37.
It is, the decimal points really are an issue, even on Gateway with the state, because they round up, so.
I'll second.
We have motion and second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We have bulk item appeals. Randy?
Just one before the board right now. It's 2531 Hamstrom Road. Our policy is when it comes to bulk items and placing them out to the curb, that you place them at the curb. But in this situation, what happened was the resident did some spring cleanup and leaves, placed those leaves in black plastic bags and put them at the curb. It looks like trash. He says it was leaves. So going forward, I discussed it with the homeowner, saying, hey, for now on, either put them in clear plastic bags or in paper bags when it comes to yard waste. So he's under that understanding. I'd like to go above that and ask the board to possibly reverse this $25 bulk item charge for the resident at 2531 Hamstrom.
So Randy, are you saying if people put leaves at the curb in brown paper bags, they can?
Yes, they can, when we're not running the equipment, so. And we will pick them up free of charge.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we grant the appeal.
I'll second that waiver.
We have a motion and a second to grant the appeal to reverse the charges. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We have claims.
I have something I'd like to add to the claim docket. I met with Jake yesterday to go over some invoices according to the contract that the Board of Works approved to use the restricted opioid funds for PRA. They meet my satisfaction. Also, the contract does say too that it needs to be paid for by the end of the year, so I would like to get that taken care of. The amount is $36,540, and that's for their rent and utility bills for 2023. They will receive 2 more payments of that moving forward each year. That's all.
Ina, would you tell us what the grand total is then for the claims?
It's a low docket. It's $567,124.43.
Hey, Chief, I see the money for the fire truck that came out, is that the deposit for like the frame that we talked about before?
That is the chassis, that's the chassis bill, and then there's also some bills in there for the radios and everything, so it's still on track to be done January.
I make a motion to approve the claims for $567,124.43 to include the $36,540 to the Portage Recovery Association.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Attorney Winton, do we have any major illness claims?
Why, we certainly do, Madam Mayor. So there are 4 MI, or major illness requests I've signed off on, and 1 COVID leave request, and I would ask that the board approve those, please.
I'll make a motion, we approve the 4 major illness and the 1 COVID claim.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. We have a discussion on the contract for our live streaming person, Zernell Shackelford.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the renewal of the contract for 1 year for Dark Side of the Light. His organization and company, Zernell Shackelford, has done an excellent job. Over the last 4 years, he has provided his service to over 260 meetings. He's never been late and has never missed a meeting. And I highly support the renewal of that contract for 2024.
I'll second that motion.
Scott, do you have a quote on that you could put into the record, please?
So there was also 2 different versions of the contract that was submitted, so which one, and also, do we need to have a, like a clause, like an exit clause?
What kind of?
Like an exit?
So you're thinking of a termination clause.
Thank you.
You don't have to have that, but that's up to the board whether they want that. And I think what he submitted was a 2-year and a 1-year, and I think that Scott's suggesting a 1 year. But it's up to the board how they want to approach that. What I don't go for are the auto renewal type jobs, right? Those like perpetual, but it's up to the board where they want to approach the other.
Yeah, I see, Nina, correct me if I'm wrong, the 1 year is 24,000. Right. And I don't think, I would agree with Attorney Witten, I don't think it's necessary to have a termination clause. I'd just like to renew the contract as it has been presented in the past.
Like we said, it's not an automatic renewal, so we're just following through.
No.
Okay.
Okay, we have motion and second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Is there any other business to come before this board at this time? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you, everyone. Have a great day and stay warm.